What's up, YouTube? Thanks so much for joining today. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I have this beautiful Neo Genesis Typhlosion 17 card, and what we're gonna do today is we're gonna break it out of its case. We're gonna send it to PSA. If you're new here, my name's Polkadog. Thanks so much for joining today. We are on the road to 500 subscribers, so if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share it with a friend. We're gonna have an awesome party when we hit 500 subscribers. So breaking a card out of the slab can be a little bit dangerous. I would definitely recommend practicing on some cheaper slabs if you have any available. If you're doing a BGS slab, I would recommend buying a cheap BGS slab just to try and break it out. So doing something like this starts with having the right tools, and you're really gonna need three things. Number one, you're gonna need a nice flathead screwdriver. Number two, you're gonna need some pliers of some sort, something really nice and sturdy. Number three, you're gonna need yourself some safety protection, so definitely make sure to get yourself some protection for your eyes because little plastic shards can fly all over the room, so just be really careful. The second thing you wanna do is you wanna have yourself a nice steady surface. I would recommend using a table of some sort, something that you can kind of put some weight down on and it's not gonna fold over or fall over. Number three, I'm gonna just say it again, eye protection, eye protection, eye protection, eye protection. So what you're gonna wanna do is break the corner of the slab. So you're just gonna take the pliers and put the case flat on that flat surface and apply some pressure down to kind of hold it down. And then gently sort of steadily take those pliers and grip the corner very nicely and just sort of work the corner of that till it starts to snap. I did mine in like 3 different ways. You know, I sort of broke it a little bit, checked it, broke it a little bit, checked it, broke it a little bit, and then it was perfect when I could just peel the corner off with my fingers. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you can fit that crowbar or that flathead inside of that label. Important, do not put the flathead or the crowbar toward the card. Make sure it is going parallel with the label at all times. That way you can make sure that it doesn't veer off and damage that card. I actually love this little crowbar that I have. I think it's perfect. I bought it from Lowe's. What I like about it is it's pretty short, so it won't, it doesn't bear the same risk of sliding down and hitting that card. And then also after I pry it, I can just go ahead and fit that flathead inward and work it that way. And once it pops loose, this is super important, take the case and actually tilt it over and tilt it right onto your hand. That way you don't go in there and damage a corner by picking it up. Make sure to tip it over into your hand. That's gonna be the best way. With BGS, it's a little different. So they actually come sleeved. So you have to be very careful and take some scissors and just cut ever so slightly, very carefully cut the card out at the top, and just be really careful. There are little bumpers on the sleeves for BGS, so more on that in a little bit, but there are little bumpers on the sleeve, and you could use that as a guide to cut it off on the top. I would just recommend taking it very slow. The next thing with the BGS, so some people say, okay, now you have your penny sleeve and you can just go ahead and put it into a card saver. But because it has those little bumpers on it, I feel like it doesn't hold the card down very tight in that card saver. So I get a little bit nervous about it. So what I like to do is transfer it from that sleeve to a fresh penny sleeve. Definitely get a penny sleeve, something oversized, something that's gonna have some room for the card to move around a little bit. Then you're gonna go ahead and put that in a card saver one. The reason I use card saver ones is for a couple reasons. Number one, grading companies usually like you to use semi-rigid. Card savers are semi-rigid, meaning they aren't super hard. They do have a little bit of flexibility. But then the other reason I like to use a card saver is that once that card is deep inside, it's actually held by the way that card saver is designed. It sort of comes together at 3 points on the sides and on the bottom. And when you put that card inside, it actually holds it nice and tight to the bottom. Once you got your card in a card saver, it's in a nice fresh sleeve. You can go ahead and send it right off to PSA, and it's easy as that. Little disclaimer, I wouldn't recommend doing this a ton. It does throw off the population report. So this right here is an 8.5 Typhlosion from BGS. We're gonna send it to PSA and just assume, I don't know, maybe it's been sent to PSA before. I bought it on the secondary market, so I don't really know. But we got it from BGS, and it was an 8.5, and the reason why I'm sending it in is because I truly do think that it is unjustly graded. I really do think that it is a PSA 9, that it will be a PSA 9, and that is exactly why I'm sending it in. Now, if it does come back to me and it's an 8.5 from PSA, I'm going to go ahead and take that grade. I can either sell the card, or I could choose to live with the grade. Don't continue to send the same card in. You're either going to waste your money, or you're going to screw up the population reports, and neither of those things are good, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But if you feel that your card is unjustly graded, and you do feel like that it can get a higher grade, I wouldn't recommend sending it to the same company over and over again. But if you're getting it from BGS, let's say for example, and you want to send it to PSA and get a second opinion, if you will, a doctor's second opinion, then go ahead and send it to the grading company of your choice and see what you get. Final thing here, have fun with it and be very, very careful, okay? So be very, very careful. It's not worth destroying the card. If you don't feel comfortable with this, absolutely you can do a crossover grade. I don't know if PSA is doing those right now, but I'm sure they'll open that part of their business back up. I think they do it. I think you have to pay, to have it graded, and then crossing it over costs a little extra. What a crossover is they'll basically break it out of the slab and put it in one of their slabs if it grades higher. So if you don't feel comfortable with breaking your card out of your slab, I definitely recommend doing a crossover. But again, thank you so much for watching today, and if you want to see some pack openings, there should be a video on the screen right now. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.